Hello. All right, we're here. Welcome to I Am Woke. I'm your host, Emelina Calder. We're doing this adjustment because it always needs to happen, huh? All right. Anyway, welcome to the video. We're going to do an energy update for the week of August 11th to August 18th. So pumped for that. I'm in the Akashic records right now of the conscious collective of light workers. So that is where I am channeling from, transmitting from today, plus yours truly consciousness. What else do I want to say? Oh, I have a live workshop tomorrow morning. Closing out the Lionsgate portal. It's an Ascended Masters in Training workshop. If you can't make it live, there will be a replay. I will leave the link in the description below where you can sign up and enroll. Use the checkout code portal at checkout for 50% off. So when you sign up, you're going to get instant access to a slew of videos channeled specifically for the Lionsgate portal and a channel from a Syrian Ascended Masters collective mind that actually works to upgrade, elevate. It is a transmission. It is healing energy work that works through the quantum. It's quantum healing. And it lifts your frequency and changes your blueprint. The blueprint is like the Akashic records of the soul, okay? They're like one and the same. So you're actually changing how you move and view and be in this world as a soul, upgrading yourself into the Ascended Masters in Training template of your energy. It's reprogramming yourself. It's just like a computer program. Like if you go from Windows DOS or whatever, like 1998, and then you upgrade to today's operating system, that's what's happening just in that single transmission alone. And you get access to that when you sign up for the link below. And we have a live ceremony tomorrow, a 2-hour ceremony. It's very similar to pretty much everything that I do. You know, I go into the Akashic records. I channel in a guided meditation, activation, healing based on whatever they need to send through for the group that's specific to this Lionsgate portal. And we also, they always send through messages so that you can have a little more mental clarity around some of the activation that comes through. And then we'll have time for a Q&A at the end. So that's what I got going on. This is all Lionsgate energy. The gate is still open. It is wide open, at least till the 14th. This energy is intended to meet you where you are when you are. So regardless, if you were to take this in 3 months, you're going to get a whole new set of activations. So anyway, if you missed the live tomorrow and still want to sign up, I highly encourage you to do so. I don't think you're going to regret it. I think you're going to be really, really pumped about it. I'm already getting emails from people that are like, Emelina, this is incredible. I'm like, I know. So go ahead and sign up. It really, even if you miss the live tomorrow, I'm going to be sending the replay out and you'll have access to the other videos as well. It's probably like 6 hours, I don't know, between 4 and 6 hours of guided meditation and training content. I actually think it's closer to 6 hours. Anyway, helping you reset your energy grid and reset your Akashic records to bring you into the Ascended Masters in Training protocol as a human on Earth, which I explain in all the videos. So that's the announcement for the day. For those of you that are new, my name is Emelina Calder. Welcome. Hi, sweetheart. I adore all of you. I am a cosmic shaman. I am a channel of the divine, a medium. I am a high performance life coach. Yeah, and I post on spiritual and personal development. If that's your thing, go hit subscribe, you guys, bell for notifications so you don't miss the live updates I do, like this one. Like this video, comment below, all the things, and let's jump right into this transmission. So I'm already in the Akashic records. And let me see what they want to bring through and where I might use some cards today too. I pulled them out. What do we most need to know for this upcoming week to navigate with ease and grace and have a good time? So here's what they're doing. They're showing me that this first theme is that they're showing someone going into the dirt and checking on seeds that they have already planted in this season to see which ones are like not growing. You know, sometimes when you plant a seed, that seed actually doesn't have the ability to sprout. Which ones have a sprout and need to be perhaps transplanted into another pot so that they have more room to grow, like a larger pot or what have you. They're showing checking in on the seeds that you've planted, on the manifestations, on the ideas in your consciousness that you've been focused on the personal growth work that you've been doing. Now, can you guys give me a little bit more clarity? What does that look like? They're so funny, you guys. They're so funny. They're like, it looks like the Ascended Masters in Training program, Emelina. I'm like, okay, great, thanks. Sign up. That's what they just said. That's so funny. All right, but tell me, what does it look like? Oh, it's a deep self-reflection process. Turning within, taking the time, specifically because the Lionsgate portal is still open. This is a very, very magnetic vortex and portal where you want to, they're saying you want to make sure that the seeds that you've planted are the seeds that you intend to continue to grow. So it really is just a checking in on, check in with yourself. What have I decided that I want? Do I still want it? Is this still a priority for me? Is this still important to me? Am I still dedicated to pursuing a long-term marathon commitment with this manifestation that I have planted in my subconscious mind and my conscious mind? Am I still committed to the lifestyle that would be required in order to grow that manifestation? So for you guys to know there, when we ask for manifestations, depending on how drastically different that manifestation is from our current reality, it requires a lifestyle shift and it requires an identity shift. So what they're saying to do is like check in on your goals and say, they said, am I committed to the lifestyle change? Or actually, do I not want to do that anymore? And that's okay. You know, thankfully, the way this universe works, when you think about a manifestation, it doesn't instantly appear because you'd have a lot of things you didn't want as well. So there is this self-reflection process on re-identifying like, even though I've planted all these things, what could be more of a distraction? Maybe some of these goals are, I don't know if distraction is the right word. Is there another superfluous? That's like ain't there. Maybe some of these goals were just like egoic surface level, like nice to have. And they're saying that when you plant those goals in your mind, if you leave them and then you don't intend them to grow, or they are like fluffy, superfluous, like nothing you actually intend on pursuing, it takes up your creative space. Because I know they've channeled this in a video, but I don't know which one with me on YouTube. Because when you have your goals and manifestations as seeds in your consciousness, they show them to me as seeds that surround the crown, like literal seeds, almost like acorns, okay? When we have those goals, regardless of how committed we are to going towards them, we send our Kundalini energy up the spine and to the goals. So we're sending energy. This is how they grow. This is how they manifest. We're sending our creative life force and our sensual and sexual energy to the goals in the quantum, etherically. And we feed them. They're almost like children, regardless of gender, all right? It's like you're feeding these seeds or these pods of manifestation in your consciousness. So you want to check on the things that you've been seeding, because if you're sending energy to a superfluous surface level goal that you have no intention of actually following through on, because it would require drastic lifestyle changes, and or just even drastic lifestyle changes can be fine if it's your goal, but it's not just fine, like happy, like you'll want to do it. But if it's not a lifestyle you even want, like you're not even interested in that sort of lifestyle, then stop sending energy to it, cap it out, pull that energy back to you and send the energy that you were sending to that to one of your primary goals. They're telling me really, when you're manifesting, no more than 3. 3 to 4. It's very hard to manifest multiple things at one time. They're saying 3 to 4. Focus your mind, focus your goals, focus your manifestations. The other things that you want are fine. Put them on a list, burn them on a new moon, you know, like do your ceremonies, what have you. Spirit knows what you want. So you might not even need to have any attention or focus on some of the lighter goals or things. Spirit might just end up weaving it into your path along the way. But you want to make sure that your focus is on your true priorities. So refocus and say, what are my priorities? This includes the idea of time, understanding time investment, where you put your time consciously. What's taking time? How do people steal your time? How do you give up your time to people that don't deserve it? Distractions cost time. So when you're engaging in any level of a distraction, ask yourself, how much time is this going to cost me? And do I want to pay that price? It is just like money. Time and money are fairly synonymous. Like, you know, do I actually want that distraction? Can I, quote, afford, I don't love that word, but can I afford to give that distraction my time? Is that distraction helping me at all, actually? Now, on the flip of that coin, because we know I'll speak to every aspect of duality and polarity that I can. When you set time aside to relax, to unwind, that's the time where you could be like, you know what, if I want a distraction, I can give myself a distraction because it's not taking time from you. So it's important to look at your day-to-day. This is really just a conscious, like, I don't know, like I won't say I analyze because it doesn't feel like a heavy analysis, but like I notice through my day, I'm like, do I want to give time to that or do I want to give time to that? Is that a distraction? Is that a priority? Is the distraction a priority? And then I'll rearrange my day. Like I do this just through the moments of the day. I'm not planning or anything. I'm just shooting at the hip as I do. But in a way that's like very conscious, designing my moment to moment based on the amount of time I have, based on the priorities, based on the type of person that I want to become. Now, another aspect that's coming through is if you really want to reach your goals, you want your manifestation to come into fruition, you need to make that manifestation an identity. You need to change your identity to become the manifestation. So what's another way to word that? That's not perfect in my mind. Let me think. Whatever the manifestation is, or the process of the manifestation, has to become part of your identity. That's a better way to say it. You have to fold it into everything that you do. So, for example, if you want to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, then I would suggest weaving exercise into your identity. Daily exercise. I'm never giving up. This is not a phase. I'm not doing this for 3 months and losing the weight. Nope, this is a forever thing. You guys will hear from me endlessly. I talk about like life marathoning, like just, you know, with your goals, with your lifestyle changes. These are marathons. They are life commitments. That's the way that I think about them. So for those of you that are married and could make a life commitment in marriage, then you can make a life commitment to your body. Then you can make a life commitment to building your business in a way that's from integrity. Then you can make a life commitment to learning how to balance love and self-care and career and work. Like, I don't know why we have it. We do. This is just in the collective. Like we have such a culture that's like quick fix, take this pill, do this instantaneously, haste, waste, get it done fast. Don't worry about what happens based on the fact that you rushed the entire process. Now you're going to be in like a feast or famine cycle. It's just like enough. Like if you want sustainable change, commit to lifestyle changes that are long-term for the rest of your life. Like, I don't know. In my mind, like I remember like years ago, I made a big shift with my body and with movement. And I was like, this is forever. Like this is forever for me. And even today, I'm like, no, this is forever. I'm never giving up. Like I love tuning into and toning my body. I love it. And I love doing it in easy ways. I'm not I'm not a struggle sort of person when it comes to exercise, okay? Like, it's just, I'm like recreational exercise is my thing, like surfing. So I'm like, okay, how can I do this more? How can I like use my body in ways that delight me? Like, how can I focus on more movement? How can I give it better foods and nutrition? How can I enjoy all of that within myself? Hi! You're here for this. Yes. And I like that mindset a lot more because A, it's sustainable. B, it's real. C, it keeps us out of that feast or famine cycle, that scarcity abundance, like flipping in between. Like, you guys will see it just, the Conscious Collective is saying just so easily with fad diets, yo-yo diets, dieting, weight loss. It's seen as like a fast, like do this in 30 days, do this and lose the weight in 3 months. But the amount of people that can actually keep that weight off, and it's not that any weight is bad, it's just like that was their goal, right? So the amount of people that can keep that weight off and maintain that lifestyle is so small because they did it and thought that they could go back to their previous lifestyle. They're like, I'll just lose the weight and then I'll go back to eating like shit. Good luck. Like, why even engage? That's not even a logical pattern. It's not even a logical mental pattern. It doesn't make sense. So that's the next thing they're saying to me is like, think about the decisions you make and why, and say, is this actually logical, or am I just like running around like a chicken with my head cut off? Because, if we called the aliens down, which I do, right? Like, I talk to ETs all the time. I channel them in the videos all the time. It's like, if an alien was looking at a human on Earth and they were like, hold on, this is the way I like to think about it logically. You want to what? You want to lose weight. Right. Do you just want to lose weight just for this moment so you can feel hot in that dress? Or you want your beach body? You only want to lose weight for like 6 months so that you can go back into a self-deprecation cycle so you can hate yourself again. Oh. Huh. So you actually prefer hating yourself than putting in the effort to maintain long-term success. That's interesting. Humans are interesting. Let's keep them a little farther away. We don't know what to do with that. Could you imagine if you were an alien? We'd be like, I'm sorry, what? So think about, oh my gosh, they're setting this to you so clearly. Think about your motivations. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want what you want? What do you want, and actually why do you want it? Most people want to lose weight, get into a beach body so that they can have their summer, get whatever attraction they need through the summer, go on vacation a couple of times, whatever it is, feel hot, take the photos. But they didn't actually want to maintain that lifestyle. They actually want to go back to, they're just showing me like a very monotonous 9 to 5, no judgment to 9 to 5s, like pattern where your life sucks. Like, you just hate your life and you just kind of deal with it. And you're like, well, for this period of time, I'll allow myself to trim down and to actually enjoy my life. And then I'm going to go back to hating my life. They're showing it to me like, oh my gosh, brides. This is such a collective program with whatever, when they're creating their weddings, like how do I even describe this? This is so out of my consciousness. Come back. In order to fit in the dress, this is already, by the way, a very flawed mental system. It's very illogical. In order to fit into their dress on their wedding day so they can look good and get validation in front of family, get photos, they're willing to put in the work to get to their wedding day. And then generally, you guys don't know, this is a collective program, okay? Don't judge me for anything I say. Like, generally speaking, after the wedding day, it's like, okay, well, the best day of my life just happened, which also I have a lot of things to say on that. So now, like, I'm just going to let loose. And then they go back to the previous body. Please, you guys, with everything that I do, it's so hard with me sometimes because I'm calling out energies and describing them, but I never want to be offensive or like not inclusive. So if this happens to be something that resonates with you and you're like, if I did that for my wedding, like, don't judge yourself. Just use it as an example of the type of thought process in manifestation so that you can reflect on your own consciousness and say, oh, you're right. That isn't logical. It's also not emotionally healthy. It's also like not fun unless you truly like your life the way it is and you're in total self-acceptance and it's totally fine and you were just like, I just want to look good in those photos. I don't really care. That's fine. Kudos. Have at it. Like, you know, if it's working for you, work it. If it's not, work it. Change it. Okay. So ultimately, start looking at the motivations behind your goals. What I would do in a very practical way is I would make a list of everything. And as the Lionsgate portal is still open, this is a good time to do this as a ceremony for yourself. I would make a list of everything you've been trying to manifest. Everything. Just get it all out. And then I would look at that list and say, we could do this in a few ways. Let me think. What are the top 5 or 7? And put a star next to them. And then look at that list again and say, if I only had the energy to focus on 3 and I couldn't focus on anything else, which 3 would I focus on? And then circle those line items. And then look at those 3 and say, if I couldn't do anything else and I only could do one thing and have my focus on one thing, which one would it be? What's the most important to me? And take that and put a star, like circle it on the whole freaking page, whatever, highlight it, whatever you got to do. All right, take that one thing, put it at the top of a new list on a Post-it note or on a flashcard, and then put the other 2 line items beneath it that were your top 3. Circle the number 1. Take the list you just created and burn it, because that's a release for the universe to take care of the rest of the list, because it's not where your attention is. So now you're giving that attention over spirit. You're saying, Spirit, I can't manage all of this myself, so you take care of this for me. And you do it through a burning ceremony. It's very easy. Just burn it in a safe way. And bring in the fire spirits. Do it in sacred ceremony. Really easy, really beautiful. Now, we have that Post-it note. Put that up on your computer, all right, of the three items that are your priority. Now take the one that was the most important, that top item, create a new list. What are 10 ways I could move this forward today? Write it down. Circle 5 items on that list and do one of those items every day for the next 5 business days. Start moving it forward. That level of practicality does a lot spiritually. You'd be shocked. It's just like, it's like move it forward and then do the same thing the following week. It's like you constantly have to have your attention on your priorities. If it's not, you're going to be swept into massive distractions just everywhere. Like we live in a world of distractions. Like literally the collective is trying to distract us. Now something's coming up, but I want to check if I should say that to you guys. So even like distraction, let me describe some distractions that come up for those of you that are more psychically inclined. I woke up this morning pissed, livid. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I came up from a dream that just like infuriated me, which happens very rarely for me. And I checked in with my guides, like literally before I even got out of bed. I was like, yo, what the F was that? And they were like, oh, you've been in a bunker. There have been psychic attacks all night. Like, what do they call them? Oh my gosh, they told me this morning. I didn't feel it, but they told me it happened. Astral wars. There were astral wars through the night around the planet. The way that they try to get at us at night, I mean, your guides generally will protect you and place you in a bunker. I was placed in a bunker. I saw it in my dream. So that your mind is protected, ultimately. But like, it was crazy. I'm going to tell you guys this because it's kind of crazy. But Anyway, the moment like I understood it and I breathed it through, this is a distraction. This is the whole point. It's a distraction. And I could have let that rule my day. I could have been like, oh my God, psychic attacks are happening. I was like, you know what? I don't care. Whatever psychic attacks gonna happen is gonna happen. Who gives a flying F? Like, I'm protected. Spirit got it. Yeah, I woke up pissed off. Is that the worst? Okay, great. Move on. Like, that's how we're handling distractions now. But anyway, this little freaking gremlin of a lower level entity tried to mind wipe me. Of course, they would never be successful. But I was like, did you think you were like, what? Now the distraction part of that, and a lot of us get distracted with mental thoughts, patterns, psychic data. The distraction is giving it any credit. It's like, wait, what? Oh, let me inspect it. Because psychically, I can look at that all day and I can get a whole download on it. I can figure out what's going astrally and I can address the collective from the astral wars that apparently were happening last night. They happen periodically for you guys to know. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, as long as you're doing your own spiritual work, your own spirit team will place a guard around your mind. Also, on that, because I do need to mention, with the Ascended Masters in Training transmission, when you enter the Ascended Masters template, you automatically enter in your consciousness like a recovery bunker state. Essentially, you get access to your. How do I describe this? All Ascended Masters have access to their own temples, etherically, that live through the ether. For those of you that don't know, this is fun psychic shit. I probably will put this in a course around Ascended Masters at some point. But you can actually visit like big Ascended Masters. You can visit their temples and they have spirit technicians that will like help do work on you energetically and stuff. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. But anyway, when you start the work of moving into Ascended Mastery, which is your 5D most awakened self, it's rejecting the matrix program you came into this life with, which everyone comes into with, and you're accepting the 5D template program energetically as your main source of program, which literally shifts your Akashic records to be more light-based and more growth-focused as opposed to karmic death-focused. Cycles, like never-ending cycles to learn. The Ascended Master process, the Ascended Masters in Training is what my guides call them, it's a process of learning through leadership, through personal development, through working with the world, through service, rather than unending karmic loops. So anyway, that like gives you your own bunker, your own temple in the ether. I just felt like I needed to mention that. I've had one for a while, which is what, like I was in the bunker, I was in my temple, etherically. Anyway, all this to say, that was my distraction this morning, and I did not allow it to distract me. I literally was like, this is nonsense. I don't care. Get these little gremlins away from me. I was like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, that's how we handle distractions at this point. Like, get out. I don't have time for that. And then move on. Without inspecting it, without looking at it, without saying, oh, why did they behave like that? Oh, maybe they're a narcissist. Oh, maybe I did something wrong. Should I repair it? Should I try to bridge that? Enough. That's just like a loose example. It's like focus on your priorities, mind the distractions. What are other distractions? So I'm gonna give you guys another human example I had recently. Is like, I am super amicable and very friendly, but if you catch me on a day where I'm just like, no distractions, I'm not that friendly. And I caught myself earlier seeing someone, and like, actually I do this kind of frequently. I'll see people and I'm like, oh, it would be really sweet and cute to like have an engagement, like an interaction, a discussion right now. And I go, will that take me off track, and how long will it take? I'm like 15 minutes, whatever, emotional. I'm like, nope, get out. And I'm very single focused. I will ignore people like it's my job. Because now I also have time where I'm distractions. But the point is, like, are you engaging with distractions? And I'm calling people distractions right now, just for the moment. Humor me. Are you engaging the people in for you to feel your environment. You have two modes. I have a very amicable mode and a very like, talk to me, I don't have time for you mode. And I honor both. You guys obviously see me in the outward mode. You wouldn't see the other one. I'm not showing it because it literally would not, I can't show that. Yeah, anyway. But the point of that is like, start honoring like what's a distraction, what's going to steal or take time from me. Energy, time and energy are synonymous. It's okay to just take care of yourself. You don't have to humor everyone around you. You know, and for you guys to know too, like the non-codependent way of going forward through this is like when you're a little like curt or like whatever, I'm not mean. I'm just like I'm ignoring you. Not because I don't like you, but because I've got something else in my mind. And I don't want to take myself off the track to entertain that because it'll take me away from what I need for the day. And I understand the flow of my own source of energy and my Kundalini energy. And I know that I need that flow to continue. So I'm not going to disrupt the flow a lot of times with the conversation. The right people, the people that like you, the people that understand will not throw, like, they won't throw you any negative energy for that. I have people that I do that to. And then like a few days later, I'll be like, oh shoot, like I think I just like kind of ignored you. Like I didn't mean to. And they're like, I didn't take it personally. Like, I don't care. Like I'm doing my thing. Healthy people treat other people in a healthy way. They don't take things personally that aren't theirs. Unhealthy people take things personally. They take offense to things that you do and make it about them. So trust yourself. If you don't want to talk to somebody today, don't. And test yourself too, man. I put myself through these tests all the time. Also, I don't know what to look up for this, but Tim Ferriss talks a lot about these tests where you're just like testing yourself. I haven't listened to them in a while, but this created like the base of this sort of mental dynamic I'm taking you guys through like years ago. Tim Ferriss will suggest like when you're doing a behavior, and this is something I've really incorporated into everything in my life, when you're trying to focus on creating a new behavior for yourself, like being really bold, to exercise that boldness every single day for weeks, to actually like make yourself go through it. Like he talks about going to shops, coffee shops, restaurants, whatever, and asking everywhere you go, hey, can you give me 15% off? Or hey, can you give me 10% off? Like, I like this, but can I have 10% off? Like literally just asking, because it's so uncomfortable for most people. It starts to change the way your neural pathways work together so that you're embracing being bold and getting your needs met. Not that that's a need, this is a practice, right? But it's really, really important. So anyway, my test for you would be, for the next week, 2 weeks, maybe don't engage with everyone. The test would be when you walk by someone, do you actually want to talk to them? Or are you reaching out to talk to them because you don't want to be weird? Or you don't want to seem rude? Or you don't want to seem mean? And I would say do the mean thing. The mean thing. It's not mean, just just focus on yourself. And when people do try to get your attention, I've had people do this to me on the street. Like, just say no. Like, I literally will do that. I'm also from New York. Like, we do shit like that. It's just like, don't talk to me. Like, no. And see how you feel about that. What feelings come up as a result? What do you think about yourself? Because empaths see themselves as we're all so kind, but it's like almost kind to a default most of the time, especially at the collective level. And it's like, at that point, it becomes like you're just dishing out your Kundalini energy and just giving it to anyone walking by the street. And it's like, whoa, pull all that back, stop it. That's not kindness. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to reel your energy back in. You need to have a safeguard and focus on your energy so that you can send that energy to yourself and to the manifestations that you're creating, because your manifestations deserve and demand that amount of energy, especially when you're setting goals for yourself. I'm always going to talk about things in terms of like dating. I'm like, it's either casual dating or commitment. Like, you're not going to get there casually. Dating your goals, or you're actually committed for a lifetime purpose. Like these are if you're only available casually for the things that you want, for your priorities, expect the universe to give you spotty, casual results. The universe meets you with your level of commitment. If you want to actually receive everything you want and need, then I suggest making a whole body, wholehearted, freaking long-term commitment, because it's what's required. And then at some point, if that doesn't work for you, guess what? You can make changes. Nobody said you have to do something exactly the way you said and commit till you die. Like, it's just the intention. Where's your energy? When you think about casually doing something like I'll casually lose the weight, like, you think you're going to keep it off, or you think you're going to be pleased with your results? Like, you made it casual. You made it a non-priority, but you're fooling yourself and your mind by saying it's a priority and then reducing your commitment, diminishing your commitment, which is to literally energetically, this is to send energy in one direction and energy in the other direction at the same time. You're sending energy, I want, I have it, I'm visualizing, it's doing all the things. You're sending all the energy to the manifestation seed in your consciousness. And then your actions are saying, I don't need it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm going to go do this other shit instead. And you're casual about it. It's sending, through your action, through the casual actions, you're sending all of that energy that way. So it creates a direct conflict in your consciousness. And then you're living two parallel lives where you're dreaming and manifesting in a fantasy now. It's become a fantasy because your actions are in the opposite direction. Now, is this bad? No, just change. Just change. What a lot of people freak out about with commitment, with anything, commitment to anything, is that they think that it's a do or die. I can't change it. I have to accept it as it is right now, and it's never going to change. It's never going to meet me. Well, I don't know, but I don't know if I want that thing for the rest of my life right now. It's like, I'm speaking to the collective mind, okay? It's like, chill out. The truth is, a commitment is to the thing. It's not to, and I'm saying thing because it's anything that you are actively looking to manifest. It's not a commitment to exactly what it might look like right now. When we make a commitment, everything changes through our lives. The commitment is like I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this lifestyle. I'm committed to this relationship. And for those of you in and out of relationships, like myself, in and out of relationships, like being committed to a relationship doesn't have to be a one, but it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It's a commitment to a path, I think, is the way that we can think about it. Business. People do, oh my God, business and romantic relationships are like very similar. People go into starting their own businesses with a very casual dating attitude. They're not thinking of the business as like a 30-year run, a 30-year commitment. This is how I think about my business, you guys. Like, when I make decisions for myself, I'm thinking, what can I build as a foundation now that will last me the rest of my life? What will give me the most amount of flexibility, the most amount of love, what will open up the most income generating opportunities that will be sustainable for me, which is why I design my business the way that I do, because I don't want to burn out. What opportunities can I expand upon? Like, what path would open up more for me rather than less? I'm not single tracking into like a trend or a fad to sell or what have you. I've done that stuff in the past, and it's a fast cash cow burnout is what I would call it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sanctifying your commitment. That's what they're saying. Take those top 3 priorities. Commit. I'm committed to it. And if the item line doesn't look like a full-blown life commitment, look at what the path is. What is this path? What am I asking for, and what would that path then be? What lifestyle would be required? What lifestyle would come with it? And am I dedicated to a lifelong commitment to that lifestyle? This is like success mindset in like 30 minutes. How beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to tune in with them and see if they have anything else they want to say. This is all, they're telling me this is all sacral chakra work. So the Lionsgate is actually doing a lot of sacral chakra healing, because the sacral is how we relate to people, how we relate to relationships, where we send our energy to our goals, how we relate to ourselves, and our creativity. And whenever you're engaging with those distractions, they end up like turning into like little lower level entity attachments that then attach into your sacral chakra. And is it bad? Like, I never want to describe the fear. I know there's so much fear around like, oh, lower level entities and stuff like that, but it's like, it can all be cleared. Just like that takes time. So like, what are you engaging with and why? Oh, they're reminding me sexual behavior. So when you have sex with someone that's not like a long-term partner, or you're not in a long-term relationship, because those have different energetic terms. So I'm going to sidestep it. But when you have like casual sex with people, they're attaching into your sacral chakra. And even when you're done, even like you guys could be not talking, you're sending energy. They're pulling off of your life force. And this is for both genders. And it's like, I've heard a lot of other light workers talk the way that I would, so I'm going to say it. Like for me, it's like, I got to really like you, because like that, like it's not worth the cleanup that I have to do energetically. Like, you know, like I literally think about it. I'm like, you're cute. No, get out of here. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to take the 2 weeks that it's going to take me to 4 weeks to clear your energy out of my system. It's not that good. Sorry, not sorry. You know, it's just like understanding they are bringing the attention sexually, though, specifically for those of you, whoever does need to hear this. There are lingering attachments. Those of you that even aren't sleeping with anyone right now, but did in the past, those people can still be attached to your energy. You want to do a sacral chakra clearing to clear your Kundalini energy, bring it back to yourself so that you can send it into your own personal manifestations. We do happen to go into the Ascended Masters in training transmission. There's a full sacral chakra clearing. Literally, when they took me through the clearing, I had a blockage in my sacral chakra, and they had me clear it to show you guys how to clear it. And that is in the Lionsgate portal ceremony that you can access in the link in the description below. I think I'm going to end there. That's where we're at. So clear your sacral energy. Focus on where your Kundalini energy is going. You know where your energy is going based on what you're giving time to. What are you giving time to? Is that time balanced, and does it meet your goals? They are telling me it's important to have balance. Being solely career focused at the total neglect of everything in your life, like, is not a balance. That's something to rebalance, even if the career is your priority. If relationship is your priority, again, sacrificing the other things around you for that, also not good. Keep it in balance. So even though we have one goal, I actually would say focus mainly on 2 goals that are balanced, and then your top 3. I loved this transmission, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in jumping into the Lionsgate portal ceremony, sign up. The link is in the description below. It doesn't matter. When you sign up, you will receive, even if it's after the live stream, you'll receive all of the activations and codes and downloads. That is how quantum healing works. I will be selling this program in the future for an elevated investment price. So catch it now. Well, you can enjoy it. Oh, I really love this work. They have training Ascended Masters. I'm like, yeah. And those of you that are in the Akashic Records program with me, there is an Ascended Masters upgrade in there in module 3. And I remember when they sent that through me, they were like, Emelina, this is your work. Like, this is who you are. Like, you need to be okay with this. And I was like, what? I was like, who's going to judge saying Ascended Master? And this work, it's like so funny how we grow. But I'm committed to life, so work. I'm committed to the development, and I'm thrilled to be offering Ascended Masters in Training transmissions. They're so exciting. They're really powerful too. They're a really big up level. So enjoy that. It's like moving yourself from Windows 98 to today. in your operating system. But that operating system is your human operating system, how your mind thinks, belief patterns, and limitations, how you expand, how you contract, how you grow, how you learn, what karmic cycles you choose to opt into. There's a good karmic clearing as a result of that transmission as well. So I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. Regardless of whether, for you guys to know too, you don't, yes, take it now because it's a Lionsgate portal, but in the future, this will have the same effect as it does now. I'm just leveraging the Lionsgate portal for the activations today in general. All right. That's what I got. Lots of love. Talk to you guys soon. Peace. Oh, actually, I wanted to look at the chat too. Hold on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes. Is me watching this video a distraction? I love them. Thanks, Jem. Alrighty, see you guys soon. Bye. To you. Depends on how much you benefit, what you got going on. If you need to watch it later,